In a lush village at the edge of the great African savanna, where the baobab trees towered over the land and the rivers shimmered in the golden sunlight, there lived two boys destined for greatness. Their names were Obinna and Obumneme, brothers not by blood but by spirit. From childhood, they were inseparable, laughing and running through the wide-open fields, their feet light as the wind. But as close as they were, they could not have been more different. Obinna, the elder of the two, was known far and wide for his honesty and straightforwardness. He believed deeply in the wisdom of their ancestors. The truth is like the sun, no one can hide it for long. His honesty won him the respect of their elders and the trust of his people. Obumneme, on the other hand, was a boy of clever tricks and quick thinking. He believed that life was about getting ahead, and sometimes that meant bending the truth. To him, a harmless lie was just another tool to get what he wanted, and as long as it worked, what harm could it do? But life, as the elders would often say, has a way of testing a person's heart. Before we dive into this thrilling story of honesty, wisdom, and the journey of two brothers, make sure to smash that like button if you love captivating stories. Subscribe to Fact Safari and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting tale from our African heritage. Now, let's get into it. The sun was high in the sky on the day the village chief, Enzo Giaco, made a stunning announcement. The wise elder, who had led their people for many years, had decided it was time to choose a successor. But instead of selecting a new leader from among the elders, Enzo Giaco wanted to give everyone a fair chance. He would hold a competition, a series of challenges to see who was not only strong and clever, but also wise and, most importantly, honest. The future of our village lies in the hands of one who will lead with truth and integrity, the chief declared. This contest will show us who among you is worthy. The villagers buzzed with excitement, and young men and women from every corner of the land eagerly signed up for the chance to prove themselves. Among them were Obinna and Obumneme, each confident in their own abilities. Though they were brothers in heart, they knew that only one of them could become the village's next leader. The first task was simple but profound. Each contestant was given a small piece of farmland and a bag of seeds. Whoever grew the healthiest, most plentiful crop in 3 months would advance to the next round. The villagers nodded in approval. A leader must be able to nourish the land, after all. Obinna set to work immediately, tending to his land with the care and patience he had learned from his father. He watered the crops at sunrise, checked the soil every day, and trusted the process, knowing that hard work and honesty would yield the best results. Obumneme, however, had a different plan. He wanted a shortcut. While Obinna spent long hours in the sun, nurturing his plants, Obumneme made a secret deal with a wandering merchant. The merchant sold him a strange, glowing liquid, promising that it would make his crops grow bigger and faster than anyone else's. It was a risky trick, but Obumneme believed it would give him the edge he needed to win. Months passed, and the day of the harvest arrived. The entire village gathered to see the results. Obinna's field was lush with vibrant crops, each plant standing tall and strong. The fruits were ripe and full, their sweet scent filling the air. Obumneme's field, however, seemed almost magical. His crops were enormous, far larger than anyone else's, but something about them looked unnatural. The elders inspected the fields carefully, tasting the fruits from each plot. When they tasted Obinna's, they smiled with approval. But when they bit into Obumneme's oversized crops, their faces twisted with displeasure. The fruits were bitter and had an odd texture, as if they had grown too quickly, without the proper care. Obinna was declared the winner of the first round. Obumneme, although disappointed, told himself there were still more challenges ahead. He wasn't about to give up. The second task was much more difficult. The contestants were sent into the thick forests of Nkwo, where they were given a set of ancient riddles and puzzles to solve. The key to completing this challenge lay in teamwork, communication, and trust. Whoever solved the riddles first would move on to the final round. Obinna worked alongside his fellow villagers, sharing ideas and listening to their thoughts. He was honest about what he didn't know, and together, they found solutions by combining their strengths. Their progress was slow but steady, and their trust in each other grew stronger with every step. Obumneme, on the other hand, decided that the best way to win was to take matters into his own hands. He left his team behind, believing he could solve the puzzles faster on his own. He told the others he had a special plan and that they didn't need to worry. But as he ventured deeper into the forest, Obumneme found that the riddles became more difficult. Without the help of his team, he soon became lost. By the time Obumneme stumbled out of the forest, Obinna and his group had already solved the final puzzle. Obinna had won again, and the elders praised his leadership and honesty. Obumneme's cleverness had backfired. Now, it was time for the final challenge, the test that would determine the future leader of the village. Nzojiako summoned the remaining contestants and gave them a simple task: present a vision for the future of the village, one that was fair, just, and beneficial for all. Obinna spent time talking to the villagers, listening to their concerns, hopes, and dreams. He crafted a plan that was realistic, rooted in the traditions of their people but with a vision for growth. His speech was humble and honest. He promised to lead with integrity, putting the needs of the village above his own. Obumneme, in contrast, delivered a grand and flashy speech. He promised wealth beyond imagination, new roads paved with gold, and endless food for every family. His promises were larger than life, and at first, the crowd was mesmerized. But soon, whispers began to spread through the village. How will he achieve all this, they asked. Can we trust someone who makes such bold promises? When the time came for Nzojiako to announce his decision, the entire village held its breath. The wise elder stood tall before the crowd, his voice calm and steady. A true leader is not one who makes promises they cannot keep, nor one who seeks shortcuts to gain power, Nzojiako said. A true leader is one who leads with honesty, who values the trust of their people, and who understands that the road to greatness is paved with truth. With a proud smile, the elder turned to Obinna. You have shown us what it means to be a leader. The village is yours to guide. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Obinna, though surprised, accepted the honor with humility. As for Obumneme, he stood in the back, reflecting on the path he had chosen. He realized that while he had been clever, his lack of honesty had cost him not only the leadership but also the trust of the village. Obumneme learned that day that shortcuts and tricks may win small victories, but in the end, it is honesty that prevails. And as Obinna led the village into a bright and prosperous future, Obumneme vowed to change his ways, standing by his brother's side, ready to support him with truth and loyalty. This is the story of Obinna and Obumneme, a story that teaches us that no matter how tempting shortcuts may seem, honesty is the foundation of true success. So, if you enjoyed this story and want more inspiring tales, don't forget to like and subscribe to Fact Safari. Let us know in the comments what lessons you took from this story, and we'll see you in the next video.